Okay.
Okay.
So we'll quick run through them. I'm going to go really quick through them. Okay. I'll just look at my assessment, how I might do it. Central idea of the false communicator feel unintelligible disaster is conveyed to through description of, okay, this is the crazy water, everything, right?
Yeah.
He actually referenced sense of the sounds falling. Remember, it made these crushing sounds or something, caused by the plunge, unintelligible, caused by the plunge of that vast body of water, right? So that's the sounds associated with the sense of falling, right? It's not a glow, flow, or rainbows, right? It's disaster, right? Okay. They are extraordinary level one courses in reference to the American Falls. The sense you get kind of like the sense of like a long flowing wave lace work, maybe curtains, right? Well, it does say curtains, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a timelessness. It's not secretive.
Okay.
It's elegant and uniform, right? Good. 27, read the sentence from 3. There, the lower rapids, slightly more terrifying because less intelligible. Which statement best describes the sentence fits in the overall structure? Okay, right away. I'm not thinking central ideas, blah, blah. What is this transitioning from? So this line, where is it? And what's it transitioning from? These are the lower rapids. Where is that? Aha. This is why I pick these up when I read. These are the lower rapids. I'm transitioning from the river to the rapids, right?
Yeah.
From calmness again to crazy fear, right? Okay. Signals a change from the positive aspects of the falls to the negative aspects.
Well,
No, this is not a change of the falls. It's the
yeah.
river to the rapids. So you got to be very careful about these comparisons and what transition you are here. The transition idea, and I'll even add the scope of the things they're comparing for the transition or contrasting in this case. It indicates a progression from the literal description of the water to a discussion of timeless nonsense.
No.
It highlights a shift from the qualities of the falls to the qualities of the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is right, right? So, I mean, specifically, it's going from river to rapids, but it really is talking about the river in that paragraph to the falls of the paragraph before. This is probably the right answer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
28, which sentence? So see how I'm talking about when you see these words, you're thinking transition. Go check, what am I transitioning from and what to? And what are the ideas and the scope of each? Okay. Which sentence from the excerpt best supports the idea of the essence of the falls lies in their emotional impact? Here's your command of evidence. Emotional impact. Only one answer is going to have an emotional impact. I don't even need to go back. If that were taken a little bit of shape, the heart would be gone. Heart represents emotion. That's it.
Yeah.
That's emotional impact. By comparison, their beauty is delicate. That's not emotional. One is drawn back to contemplation. That's not emotional, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, a man's and remember the essence of the falls lies in their emotional impact. Just because you happen to be drawn back to contemplation doesn't mean the essence of the falls is emotional impact, right? Okay, even though that
Mm-hmm.
might argue, it does say contemplation, not really emotional. Contemplating is your head, heart is your emotion. Man's life is of many flashing moments. They one stream, they just so yeah, that's at the end where I understand that's the end where he's making his comparison. That's not where he's saying the heart would be gone. Okay. What is the essence of the fall's emotional impact, right? That's not it. So E, that's your answer, right? It's the only one that answers the question. The essence of the falls is emotional. Read the sentence from 4. There, one can sit and let great cloudy thoughts of destiny. This is a hard question. Since most creative development is this, well, let's see what we can do. Suggesting that viewing the falls can be a life-changing experience. Don't think it said that. Showing the cliffs of the falls are a good place for self-examination.
That's not development of
He's
the idea.
not. Yeah, it's not. Such dreams are at home by Niagara. We don't know if this is self-examination. That sounds
Oh.
compelling, but teasing almost. Emphasizing the grandeur of falls seems impossible to grasp. Never really says impossible. Highlighting the type of reflection.
Yeah.
Yes. Cloudy thoughts of destiny, passaging of empire. That's a type of reflection that is inspired by a visit, right? For such dreams are at home in Niagara. So when you visit the falls, you get these types of thoughts.
Yeah. So
That's
like
just
B is
literally
kind of
the answer.
B is something that is kind of implied from D, but also not really because there's not really much evidence for
Yeah.
that. It's like hasty, you know, implications.
So I mean here, I don't know is organized by a question or answer type, but you see these can be hard level questions because some of these answers seem compelling or tricky. But the one that literally says what these things are represent, that's your right answer. Okay. 30, in paragraph 4, the idea that human life history traveled towards the end is illustrated many to do. Ah, I know this. So this is the end. Human life and history is the river going to its inevitable end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Discussion of how the rainbows, no. Comparison between the movement of water and the falls and the human experience. Yes, he did say they're
Yeah.
alike. He literally said, I think he even used a simile. This looks good. Let's just keep checking. The inclusion of details that show
No.
every observer's experience. No way. The acknowledgement that contemplating the falls at night sparks. No, it's not about at night.
Mm-mm.
This is it, right? Literally, he draws an equality, likens itself. The current likens itself to a life. There you go, right? The comparison, a like is comparison, not contrasting. Remember, those two are different between the movement of water, the current, and life. Yes, that's exactly correct. 31. With which statement would the author of this excerpt most likely agree? Okay, we didn't go through this, by the way. Author's viewpoint, most likely to agree, especially most likely to agree. The only thing that can be the right answer is the main idea of the passage. So that's the only thing we know the author will agree with, right? So whatever statement is, it better be consistent with the main idea of the passage. Okay, whenever you see this kind of question. Okay, it reads a few times. Sometimes it says what is the author's viewpoint or point of view. Sometimes it kind of runs off on the question presentation. It says this lines blah 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 represent the speakers, and it just ends there, the question part, or the authors or the narrators. So when you see authors, narrators, speakers, possessive at the last word of the question line, they're basically asking you point of view, right? What does the author agree with? The answer is it should always agree with the main idea. So what's the main idea here? Sense of ease and assurance comes with accepting one's fate. Whoa, that was the idea of the end, if you got it, right? If you understood that last part. So I'm not going to cross that out. Let's not choose it yet. No matter where one's path goes, one will always have regrets. No, it wasn't about regrets.
No.
Having not regrets, right? No matter which way the river turned. The best way to overcome fear is to recognize it and then defy it. Oh, this could be, then defy it. I'm not sure he really says defy it, right? So, and I'm not sure it's really about fear, right? Reason will die out
Yeah.
with humanity, but art will remain immortal. Rock and roll. No, that's not it. Yeah, A is the right answer. Okay. Very
Okay.
hard passage. Okay. Why is it a very hard passage? Because I guarantee 99%, 90 plus percent of the students will read this. They won't approach this from the idea of what are the paragraph ideas, and more importantly, what's the progression of ideas. And here it's not just by paragraph. Note these are big paragraphs. So you're going to understand within a paragraph the progression is from the American to the Canadian, from the falls to the river, and then it's from sort of his contemplations of what these all represent, and he makes this huge metaphorical comparison between the river and life, right? If you walk away with that, the questions are almost easy, right? If you didn't walk away with that, a lot of these answer choices are going to seem tricky and students will start making mistakes. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to teach you.
Okay.
Okay. That's what I want you to do and try and pull out of every passage you read. Okay.